Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullah, dear listeners. Today our hearts are heavy. We offer our deepest condolences on the martyrdom of the 10th Imam, Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam. Our condolences first to the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, to the noble house of the Prophet, peace be upon them all, and to every believer who carries love for the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam.
May Allah accept our grief and turn it into light, insight, and commitment. On this sorrowful day, we remember the Imam who stood as a courageous reformer under surveillance and constraint, yet raised a generation of hearts and minds for Allah.
That's a very good point. When we think of Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam, we must picture a leader confronting two empires, first Umayyad and then Abbasid. When we think of Imam Hadi alayhi salam, we must picture a leader confronting Abbasid empire legacy of oppression, yet refusing to let faith become a private whisper. He fought corruption by educating, refining, and organizing people.
Exactly, and I would add that he continued the mission of his forefathers, reforming the community, elevating thought, and cleansing practice. If we use the language of our book, Success, Insights from Quran and Sunnah, true success is not measured by outward dominance, but by transforming people to uphold truth, mercy, and justice.
Sayyidina, you reminded me of how Imam alayhi salam taught that inner reform leads to social reform. He shaped believers who could carry faith into markets, homes, and courts so Islam would be lived, not only preached.
Very nice, carrying faith into different places. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam and later his son Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam were kept under constant watch in Samarra, a garrison town. The regime claimed this was for protection, but everyone knew it was control.
And yet, this is where the Imam's brilliance shines. Even with movement restricted, communication flowed. Supporters sometimes use unexpected intermediaries, neighbors, tradesmen, even non-Shia acquaintances to carry messages, keep hearts connected, and sustain the community.
In our book, Living the Martyr's Way, we say martyrdom isn't only the final moment of sacrifice. It's a lifestyle of dignity in the face of oppression. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam modeled that dignity daily, never surrendering his mission to surveillance or fear.
Let's talk about knowledge then. After earlier Imams laid the groundwork for spreading religious sciences, Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam gifted us Ziyaratul Jami'atul Kabira, a masterpiece that teaches imamology, clarifies the axis of divine leadership, and offers a vocabulary for love, loyalty, and obedience to truth.
Exactly, Ziyaratul Jama'a is more than devotional poetry. It is curriculum, identity forming, society shaping. In our Realizing Pure Islam framework, this is how revelation becomes socially alive. A shared language that orients the community around guidance, not personality cults.
And Imam alayhi salam taught it at a time when visiting shrines, especially Karbala, was under attack. Authorities tried to demolish buildings. The Imam alayhi salam rebuilt meanings. You can smash a wall, but you cannot smash a worldview once it settles into people's hearts.
There is a Quranic lens here. We sent our messengers with clear proofs, and the book and the balance. Certainly, we sent our messengers with manifest proofs, and we sent down with them the book and the balance, so that mankind may maintain justice. The mission is not top down only. The people must stand for justice.
That's a very good point. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam trained capable scholars, trusted agents, and community builders. He didn't aim for a momentary splash. He built a network, jurists, teachers, organizers who could carry the faith through crisis and into the future.
Which connects to the book, The Awaiting. Waiting for the Imam Ajjalallah Farajah is not passive. It means readiness, learning, serving, sharing resources, and holding ourselves to the ethics of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam formed precisely such a ready community.
And even at the practical level, this echoes our success model, a strengthening faith, knowledge, and lawful livelihood so family and neighborhoods become resilient. A society that can fund goodness, protect dignity, and think clearly cannot be easily manipulated.
When authorities tried to restrict the Imams, the people expanded their love. Ziyarat gatherings, teachings in homes, mutual aid, and public acts of service. The Imam alayhi salam cultivated trust, the real currency of any moral civilization.
Exactly, and I would add that he empowered local scholars like Abdul Azim al-Hassani and many others. So guidance reached the far corners of the Muslim world. It wasn't a cult of one figure.
Let me ask a question for us and our listeners. If Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam could grow a civilization of minds and hearts while confined in Samarra, then what excuse do we have when we are free to read, gather, and help one another?
A profound question. Perhaps the answer is to start where we are. A page of Quran daily, one act of service weekly, one family conversation that strains faith, one honest coin for a halal livelihood. The small deeds, consistent, become the infrastructure of guidance.
Oh, dear listeners, picture Samarra at dusk, narrow streets, the hush of a city pretending nothing is wrong. In a guarded house sits the Imam Ali al-Hadi alayhi salam, weakened by poison, the tool of cowards who feared the light in his words. By his side, a loving son, Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam, holding his father's hand, whispering Quran and prayers. The Imam's lips still teach even in pain. His eyes still comfort even as they dim. Outside, a handful of loyal hearts wait, not daring to weep aloud. Every tear is being watched. Neighbors hear whispers. The Imam. A servant opens the door, face pale. Those who loved him step quietly inside. No banners, no soldiers of justice, only a bed, a bowl set aside, and a fragrance of patience filling the room. Imam alayhi salam looks to his son. My child, carry the trust. Teach them to love the book, to stand for justice, to guard their prayers, to never abandon the lonely, to never sell truth for safety. His breath shortens, his hand grows light in his son's palm. And in that guarded corner of Samarra, the world loses a shining guide, yet heaven receives a martyr whose light does not dim. The city is silent, but hearts break. Oh, lovers of the Ahlul Bayt, tonight let your tears be your ziyarah, and let your promise be your condolence.
Oh Allah, on the day we remember Imam al-Hadi alayhi salam, accept our grief as loyalty and turn our tears into insight and courage.
Ya Allah, by the honor of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, make us people of clarity in belief, honesty in earning, mercy in dealing, and a steadfastness in trials. Teach us to leave the awaiting with action, to realize pure Islam in society, and to walk the martyr's way with dignity.
O Allah, grant us a share in the Imam's mission to raise minds with knowledge, to purify hearts with remembrance, to build communities on trust, and to uphold justice as your book commands. Accept our condolences to Imam al-Mahdi Ajjallah Ta'ala Farajuh Sharif and hasten his reappearance.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajah.